Hello and welcome to Parents' Night. I know the school year looks a whole lot different than anything that you've experienced in the past, but really everything in 2020 looks a whole lot different than everything we've experienced in the past. So I appreciate you being a part of this. These slides that I'm going to show you are very similar to what I showed your student, so your child on the first day of school. And I want to ease your fears too, help you to get to know me a little bit, and also just let you know a little bit about the class. Obviously, their slide didn't have welcome to AP Calculus parents, but I changed that just for you. So I reminded them, and I'm reminding you, that even though we are new to distance education, we are not new to education. Your kids, if they are in this class, have done very well in school up until this point. They have succeeded academically and have made it to AP Calculus AB. That's a really big deal. And so even though distance education is new, education is not new. And I have no reason to think that their success won't continue. And I will help them in any way that I can. And I'm also not new to education. So even though this distance thing is new to me, I'm not starting just on the ground floor here. This is my 14th year of teaching. I love teaching calculus. I put a lot of time into it, and I think that I can do this even in a virtual setting pretty well. So I gave this to your kids, and I'm showing you also what will virtual school look like. I feel like there's a lot of different ideas of what this will look like. So at the very beginning of the year, I wanted to set clear expectations. So I gave them the schedule, but then also asked them to fill in their schedule on top of this. So every student received a document that looked like this one that they could manipulate with their own schedule. And the reason why I did this is because there's lots of times in here. There's lots of times where they have specific Google Meets they need to be a part of, but there are also times that are built into work. That is really difficult for anyone to be that disciplined to fill in a schedule, or I'm sorry, to just create a schedule on their own. I wanted to help a little bit. Your kids are awesome, so great, and many of them would have done this on their own, but I just wanted to help them a little bit, carve out some time in their day they could work. And the reason is, in this class, in order to get the content in, normally I would have 260 minutes per week in class and then additional time for homework. We don't have that. And so what I'm doing is I'm flipping my classroom. So I'm asking kids to spend 30 minutes outside of class on Monday through Friday and watch a video that I've created. And you might be thinking, hold on, where is it? There we go, a 30-minute video. There's no way. But I'm asking this, and I'm doing a little bit to help too. I have notes to go along with this, and then also, and that they can be taking and actively doing while they're watching the instruction being delivered. And I'm expecting them to be taking notes at the same time. But also, I'm stopping them probably every 1 to 3 minutes, and I will stop them with a question. I want to know their reflection, a thought on something. They aren't counted as right or wrong. It's just more, are you engaged in the video? And it gives me feedback for where I need to be spending more time in the Google Meets and what we need to be practicing more. Also, I might just put in a funny joke or something to help them stay on track. This is all going to be about 270 minutes throughout the week. So it would be like spending 10 minutes on homework. And most of your kids, well, actually, all of your kids are doing awesome at this. I am incredibly impressed and thankful for this opportunity to teach them. I feel like I just need to say that over and over and over again, that your kids are awesome. And I don't think parents of good kids are told that enough. And I couldn't be more impressed with them or proud to teach them. So, as I'm mentioning your kids, if you haven't noticed, my kids are on my sleds, and I feel like it's really important for me to tell you about them and the reason why they show up on kids' slides. So, anytime I have a weekly schedule, I put in pictures of kids, and they're pretty recent ones. I try to upload just a couple every week. One, it makes me happy because I look at these documents all day, but also because kids get to know me a little bit. And if they feel comfortable with me, they're going to be more comfortable asking me questions about math. So these are my two kids. This is Caleb and Ian. Caleb is 8, almost 9, and he's amazing. He's on the left. He has a box. You can see how fearsome he is in his, I don't know what he was doing at that time, but it was some sort of armor. He had a whole suit, but this was just what was remaining at that point. Caleb loves roller coasters. He loves Minecraft. He giggles so loud that it makes my heart happy because his giggle is just infectious. He's a really good kid. Caleb also learns really easily. And I'm telling you this because he's changed the way that I teach. I've noticed that Caleb needs to be challenged in different ways because he thinks more deeply. I can ask him questions. Even as an 8-year-old, I can ask him deeper questions than I would have expected to ask an 8-year-old. But I need to keep doing that because I need to challenge him. Your kids, many of them are like that too, that I need to get them thinking in new ways about math and just be able to push them further than they think that they could go. Ian is 4, and he is like a little ray of sunshine most of the time. He's only just started to throw little tiny tantrums, and I actually celebrate them a bit because I feel like it's just age appropriate, and he's telling us his opinion on the world. Because 99% of that time, he's about this happy. My other kid's happy too, so that's really great. Ian has Down syndrome, and I mention this not because I feel like it's necessary to say his diagnosis or that it limits him in some way, but that his struggles are totally different than Caleb's struggles. Caleb's struggles, as he gets older, are not going to be as apparent. Ian's are more out in the open. Just like his almond-shaped eyes immediately indicate to the world that he has Down syndrome, there are some limitations that he has. Well, not really limitations, because I have no idea what he will do, but there are some struggles that he will have that I know I need to support him in. So there's things like sitting up, walking. Every physical milestone he's had, we've classified them as inch stones first because we celebrate every inch stone because they turn into milestone. When he learns things, he's 4.5, and I work with him every day on saying daddy and mommy and Caleb, which, by the way, he can say Caleb like a champ. Mommy is a little bit harder. I'm waiting for that day still. I'm mentioning my kids because they changed the way that I view the world. They changed the way that I view success. They changed the way that I view just life, and definitely teaching. I know that there are some kids I need to challenge more. There are some kids that I need to support more and challenge in different ways. And every kid is unique, and every kid has their own struggles, and we can celebrate with them in their own ways. And I will bring that to this class too. I hope to bring that to every day and the way that I talk to your kids, because I think about the way that I want teachers to be talking to mine and interacting with mine. I want them to push them, but I also want them to be kind in all of their interactions, and I intend to do so with your kids too. So I don't want to confuse being kind, because I think I have a reputation for that, which I'm very thankful for. So being nice, being kind is not the same thing as this class being easy, because it's not. It's calculus. This is tough. But I will support your kids in every way that I know how. So in order to do that, I have office hours. I have office hours every day from 11:45 to 12:15. And then there's certain days you can see, this is in the bright fuchsia, 1:15 to 1:45. These are just the designated times. I've been meeting more often with kids as soon as they ask. So there are other times in my day that I think, you know what, I can just meet with this kid now. These are my Google Meet times where I'm online. A lot of the messages that I get are later at night on Remind, which you can see 2:15 to 2:45. I don't know if that's cut off on your screen. It's a little bit cut off on mine. I check my emails, I respond to anything, and I give Remind support. So if a student, which I think every one of my calculus class is part of my Remind group, I send encouraging messages out. I send reminders about tests and other upcoming events, but I also send messages, or they send messages to me. I get so many pictures of homework problems. I guess not really homework now, pictures of notes, pictures of the practice problems from class, pictures from AP Classroom, and then I can work through those things with them. And if they can't do pictures, they say, hey, I'm on this problem, and I can help them out that way. So it's okay if this is via phone, if it's by a computer, whatever way they can connect with me. The same for you. So this reminds me, if you would like to join Remind, I have that on the next slide. There's a link here. You might say, I can't click that link because it's a video. This whole presentation will be posted in your son or daughter's Google Classroom account under the AP Calculus page. So you can get back to this at any time, or you can text this number that's listed. Just check with your child whether in period 1 or period 6. Also, you can email me at any time, and my email is listed below. I'm going back to my husband. So my husband is the only one that I haven't mentioned yet. And I bring him up here just because he changes the way that I view instruction and teaching and how I approach life. He is my support at home, but I think I need to at least give him some recognition here because not only does he help me parent those two great kids, but he also is a fantastic teacher. He teaches at Shippensburg Middle School in the English department, and he's also the department head there. He is constantly reading and thinking and learning about how to teach. And we have those discussions all the time. And so if something good is happening in my class, there's a good chance that it's in part because of some conversation that I've had with him. I'm sorry, I know I'm skipping over a few words here, and I talk fast anyway, not just on a video. Your kids know this, and I have asked them, please have me repeat anything because this is just the speed that I go through life. Um, Thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it. Really, I think we all need to stick together this year more than ever. One more piece of information for you. This class is an AP class, but it also is a little bit more. I've partnered with Harrisburg University to make this available to be a college in the classroom. So your child could take AP Calculus just as a course that they take and learn about AP Calculus, just calculus, and they don't have to do anything at the end of the course. It would just be a normal high school course. That's one option. The second thing is that they could take the AP exam at the end of the year. This is in May. Historically, and this is a hard part because I don't want to just speak highly of myself because it's not me. I've had fantastic kids and excellent curriculum and great support, but kids have done very well in the past on this exam if they are willing to work. I graded AP exams this summer. I spent a week and I think I graded 500 and some free responses. Actually, it was more than that, but a lot of free responses. And I love that experience. I'm learning more and more about the exam. I tell kids that I'm part of a nerd group on Facebook that I'm constantly checking with other AP teachers around the country because I want to teach this well. Some tests I don't think are good tests. This one I think is excellent. So when people say about teaching to the test, if it's a great test, it might be worth that. So this one I'm just really impressed because it does make sure that they know the information they need to know through calculus and it holds them accountable. So October 30th is the deadline to sign up. The really important part is your child will choose on AP Classroom to designate. They have to put either yes or no, or they could say undecided, but you can't do that after October 30th. You can't change your answer. So an undecided counts as a no. So make sure that your child chooses yes or no before October 30th. If there's even a question of maybe your child wants to take this exam, maybe, or wants to keep the opportunity open, please have them check yes. And the reason for that is this exam is $95. If your child receives free or reduced lunches, that's not the cost. The fee can be waived for this exam. So please take advantage of that if you can. But also in this $95, normally there is a $40 processing fee that you can't get back if your child decides not to take the exam or doesn't show up on exam day. This year, that fee is going to be waived entirely. So if your child decides not to take the exam, they will get that entire $95 back. Or if you pay for the exam, you will get that entire $95 back. College in the classroom, there's a link below. So if I hover over this is a link, and it links to a brochure about Harrisburg University's dual enrollment program. This one is more expensive. I believe it's $400, but it's more of a sure thing. The advanced placement, in order to get college credit, you would have to get 3, 4, or 5, or your child would. But the college in the classroom is more of a sure thing. It's just they would have to take an exam at the end of the course, but as long as the grade in my course is good, that exam only counts as 15% of their overall grade. And I can see the questions on that and prepare them for that exam. Totally up to you. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I couldn't be happier to be your child's teacher this year. I love teaching, and I hope that's coming through in this video and just in my interactions with your kids. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for watching a video that's probably way too long and hearing me ramble on. I appreciate your willingness to let me do this, like to trust me enough to educate your kids. Thank you. And I hope that we have a wonderful school year. I'm expecting nothing less. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns. We're in this together now more than ever. Thanks so much. Have a good night.